Hi everyone, my name is Americ and welcome to a brand new and final review for Teen Wolf Season 6, Episode 20, titled The Wolves of War. Now as you can see, Sandrine is not with me today, but she promised that she will do her own video sharing her thoughts on this final episode of Teen Wolf because, you know, we can't just let her go because she started these reviews. I just joined after, so she will be back with her final thoughts in a couple weeks. But in the meantime, here's what I've thought of this finale. No quick thoughts, let's just jump right into the meat of things and talk about that opening scene. And woof, I love a strong opening scene, and this was a clearly really well done opening scene. Pan on Scott, start at the beginning, sending the clear message that this episode is really about Scott. Now I have issues with that, but I'm respecting the beginning, how it was crafted, and basically they start with the flash forward in the future where Scott is detailing what happened. So in a way, it's kind of disappointing because you kind of know that he makes it. I mean, I assumed that he was gonna make it, but from the get-go, you kind of know he's definitely gonna make it. And Argent is definitely gonna make it, but we don't know who else made it. So I guess there was some unknown there, but still, you know, just right from the beginning, it's like, guys, Scott is making it. And Argent. The others, we don't know. So I like the opening still. It was really a strong moment. I like the whole, like, bringing someone new so that we can expose what happened, so to speak. So, not bad at all. Moving on to the reunion, and especially in that final scene where Killian gets shot, and we're like, how are these guys gonna get out of this? Well, all they needed was Styles and Derek to arrive for the rescue. Can I just say, I'm very happy to see these guys arriving. I'm all cool with this, but I don't know how two people arriving without guns somehow managed to outmaneuver and out-strategize and basically take down people with machine guns. I'm just gonna be like, no. No. I'm sorry. With that aside, I was still happy to see them together, especially that scene where they're all together, strategizing, talking like, look, we're gonna band together and we're going to take Gerard down. How? We don't know. But Scott is confident and positive as always. So, but it's still good to see everyone together. That was just the part, especially because with Styles arriving, you get the comedy, you get the humor back, especially with the differing accounts where Styles says, hey, you know what? I saved Derek. And Derek is like, no, I saved you. But the whole reunion thing was just awesome. Scott hugging Derek, Styles telling his old jokes. It was like the crew was back together. Which takes us to the hospital where Liam is stuck, clearly surrounded and about to be taken down. Mason and Corey just stepping up to the plate, using Corey's ability to just try to help Liam as much as possible. And weirdly enough, Nolan is helping. Here's the thing, okay, I want to get over this. I don't want to bring this up, but I have to. How do we get Nolan getting pummeled to death to Nolan being pretty much just, oh, I just got beat up, but I'm okay. Thank God for you, Melissa, who apparently got shot and recuperated super quick, that you're helping me out. Like, are we just gonna let that one go? We're letting this go? Okay. I feel like I can complain about this, but again, there's so many other things I want to complain about. This ain't it! Yeah, you thought it was it, but no. So, Nolan is helping with Melissa, and Theo is helping Liam. Okay, here's the thing. Clearly, this episode was about redeeming Theo in part. Let's just be clear, because obviously they all got shot and in the end they managed to sort of like survive the shootouts. Theo actually takes the pain away from that kid. I swear to God, I never took the time to learn his name. The kid who was shooting at them, he takes away this pain, proving that he has truly changed and that now he cares. So the question is, does Theo changing mean that I feel differently about Theo? No, I don't, because I will never forget what he has done. forget. Hashtag Theo is still evil. But from there, we move on to the school, where the crew is like, let's go, let's make this work, let's arrive and try to control the situation. But they're not really good at this because the Anukete is just on a tear, making everyone into stone. Peter, stone. Malia, stone. And I cannot believe even Derek, who I was like, no, don't open your eyes. You know it's a trap. You know it's a trap. Why on earth would he open his eyes? I don't get it. If someone is telling you to do something and you know that that thing may potentially turn you into stone, the fact that you open your eyes is just like, I believed in you, Derek. I had all this hope. I was like, oh, no, Derek, why? You know what scene didn't happen, but I thought would have been pretty awesome? If the Anukete was trying to make Lydia open her eyes, because all she would have to do is scream and throw him away. But they never had that scene happen, which I think it was on purpose, because this whole thing would have been solved by Lydia yet again. Before we move on to the main event, i.e. Scott taking on the Anukete, let's talk about the Argents. Now, I am very confused about what happened there. So, Kate goes back to the Armory looking for the Wolf's Bane that she brought over? I was confused. Here's the thing. Last episode, Kate shot Derek to try to get the Wolf's Bane. Apparently, she managed to leave with it. I'm assuming that she gave it to Gerard, who then used it to make it into a bullet. So what was she looking for? I was very confused. And while she was there, she gets shot by Gerard, but I thought she was there to help him. I'm very confused. And then Kate, who was shot, apparently gets up, transforms, and kills Gerard. That was super anticlimactic, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not super satisfied with that ending. And Argent walking away, why would you walk away? I just didn't like it. There was no aspect of this that A, made sense, and 2, that I liked. Am I the only one here? Oh, did you feel what I felt about this? I wasn't feeling it. Let's move on to Scott doing his thing with the Anukete. I like the fact that the Anukete threw everything at him. Just brought out all the villains, yet Scott pulled the massive power move of power move. He became Killian, for lack of a better word, and made himself blind in order to be able to fight without opening his eyes. Because without eyes, the Anukete has no power. And I don't know how Scott figured that out, but basically he was like, the Anukete is a shapeshifter. Shapeshifters, if you just put in a bunch of mountain ash on them, they apparently don't do well with it. And while that was an inspired plan, I honestly didn't see that one coming. I just thought, do they all turn to stone? Is that what happens? Or is it because, I don't know, is this the first time this happens? Where you just throw a bunch of mountain ash on a shapeshifter and, they just turn to stone? What would happen if they threw that on Scott? Like, what would happen to him? Would he become something else? Like, I don't know how Scott thought about it. I'm glad it sort of worked out. Was I happy that that was the actual outcome? I didn't hate it. I didn't love it either. But you know what? It all led to the moment where Scott was like, I can't see. And he wasn't, connecting. But thank God Malia was there and kissed him, and that's all it took. This is the part, usually, in these reviews where Sandrine is like, oh, that was cute. And I would be like, oh my God, that wasn't cute. But you know what? This is that part. I am gonna be like, oh my God, how corny was that? Because I'm sorry, really? This whole Scott just solves his problems out of nowhere has to stop. Like, seriously, I was like, look, I thought they were gonna use this as a moment where in order for Scott to regain his sight, he would have to transform and go full wolf. That would have been such a great moment. I mean, seriously, this is the final episode. We've all been asking for it, but no. They don't even go there. They don't make him full wolf. And I thought that was gonna be like the big thing. Instead is Malia kissing him. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit disappointing. Which brings us to the end scene where we're basically back into the present because this whole thing happened in the past, where Scott is trying to recruit this new kid because, and this is an ironic part, Monroe is still alive, because, you know, why not? Everybody survived, except Gerard. Gerard is the only one that did it. So, and Monroe is apparently recruiting thousands of people, because she's that good, and thank God for her leadership skills, because now without the Anukete, I don't know how she's doing it, but she's doing it. Is that what Scott is doing now? Just recruiting people left and right? For no reason? I just didn't quite get that. But I was kind of disappointed in how they ended that. The end scene was basically him talking to this complete stranger that we have zero connection with. Instead of him talking to his best friend, to his brother Styles, which honestly, that was the core of the show. The core of the show was not just Scott. The core of the show was Scott and his friendship with a human who just represent the best of him. And I felt if we're gonna have these two characters make it in the end, then you would have to give them this moment where they would all connect it all back together and it would just all be them being friends and two friends in the end fighting together with their pack. And I felt that was gonna be the moment. Instead, you just had this weird, we're all walking together and it just ends on Scott's face, which is fine. But come on, tell me it would not have been better if it was just the two of them in the end stops. Oh, that would have been so much better. I was so disappointed we didn't get that. In essence, what did I think of this final episode? I will say it was a pretty good episode. Was this the best ending this series could have been? No, it was clearly not the best ending, especially because of all the things that I mentioned that could have been vastly improved in this episode. But I am thankful that they ended it in a positive note. I'm thankful that they gave pretty much every character a proper goodbye, so to speak, except Deaton, who apparently just vanished in thin air. Let's just not talk about that. I will be honest, 6B was not the strongest, you know, set of episodes that Teen Wolf has ever produced. So the fact that they ended it on a high note was a positive, which I will thank them for. But I'm curious about you. How would you have ended the series, right? Knowing what happened in 6B, right? We're not gonna redo the whole season, but how would you have changed this final episode? What would you have done differently? Are there moments you would have added? Comment below, let us know. As I mentioned, this is not the last Teen Wolf video we have. Sandrine has promised to do her own take on the Teen Wolf saga, just to tie it all off. So she will share her thoughts in a couple of weeks whenever she comes back. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching these Teen Wolf reviews. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.